Prehistoric animals were so massive that today's humans can barely believe they existed. And no, these weren't fictional creatures. This was real life, millions of years ago. This wasn't about a single animal. It was about almost everything, from insects to vertebrates and mammals. Take a look at giant centipedes, represented by Arthropleura, the largest land-dwelling arthropod ever known. It lived around 300 to 345 million years ago during the Carboniferous period, could grow up to 2.5 meters, 8 to 8.5 feet long, and weighed roughly 45 to 50 kilograms, 100 to 110 pounds, making it longer than a human and heavier than most modern dogs. It thrived in warm, humid swamp forests across what is now North America and Europe. Despite its terrifying appearance, Arthropleura was mostly herbivorous, feeding on ferns, mosses, and decaying plant matter, although some scientists suggest it may have occasionally eaten small animals. In comparison, modern centipedes usually grow only 15 to 30 centimeters, 6 to 12 inches long, weigh just a few grams, live in soil or under rocks, and hunt small insects using venom. Or take giant snakes, represented by Titanoboa ceruginoensis, the largest snake ever discovered, which lived around 58 to 60 million years ago during the Paleocene epoch. Titanoboa could reach 13 to 14 meters long and weigh roughly 1,100 to 1,300 kilograms, 2,400 to 2,900 pounds, making it longer than a city bus and heavier than a modern car. It lived in hot, humid tropical rainforests and swamps in what is now Colombia, and it was a powerful ambush predator, feeding mainly on giant fish, crocodile-like reptiles, and turtles. It killed prey by constriction, crushing bones and stopping blood flow, not using venom. Its body was thick as a tree trunk, moved silently through water and mud, and likely spent much of its time swimming.
In comparison, the modern green anaconda, the largest living snake today, grows only 6 to 7 meters, 20 to 23 feet long, and weighs about 150 to 250 kilograms, 330 to 550 pounds. Terrifying and unbelievable, right? And then there were the dinosaurs, some of which were almost unimaginable in size. Brachiosaurus, one of the tallest dinosaurs ever to walk the earth, lived about 154 to 150 million years ago during the late Jurassic period. Its neck alone measured 8 to 9 meters, 26 to 30 feet long, roughly the height of a 3-story building or the length of a full-size city bus. Scientists estimate its heart weighed roughly 300 to 500 kilograms, 660 to 1,100 pounds, about the size of a large refrigerator, to generate the extreme blood pressure, around 400 to 600 millimeters mercury, needed to pump blood up that long neck. In comparison, the blue whale, the largest animal ever known, has the largest confirmed heart of any living creature, weighing about 180 kilograms, 400 pounds, roughly the size of a small car. This means Brachiosaurus's heart may have been 2 to 3 times heavier than a blue whale's heart. The entire animal weighed an estimated 40 to 50 metric tons, 44 to 55 short tons, about 88,000 to 110,000 pounds, comparable to 6 to 8 large pickup trucks or a fully loaded semi-truck, yet it walked on land using 4 pillar-like legs. Even the oceans were home to giants. Prehistoric giant sharks are best represented by Megalodon, the largest predatory shark to ever exist, which lived roughly 23 to 3.6 million years ago, from the early Miocene to the Pliocene epoch. Megalodon could grow up to 18 to 20 meters long and weigh an estimated 50 to 70 metric tons, 55 to 77 short tons, about 110,000 to 155,000 pounds, making it longer than 2 school buses and heavier than a large jet aircraft. Its fossils, massive triangular teeth up to 18 centimeters, 7 inches long, have been found worldwide, proving it ruled warm oceans across the globe.
Megalodon was an apex predator, feeding primarily on large whales, dolphins, seals, and sea turtles, using an incredibly powerful bite, stronger than any known animal, to crush bones and tear prey apart. In comparison, the modern great white shark, the largest predatory shark alive today,
grows only 6 to 6.5 meters, 20 to 21 feet long, and weighs around 2 to 2.5 metric tons, 4,400 to 5,500 pounds, meaning Megalodon was roughly 3 times longer and more than 20 times heavier. Even plants were giants. Lepidodendron, also called the scale tree, could grow 30 to 40 meters, 100 to 130 feet tall, with a trunk diameter of 1 to 2 meters, 3 to 6 feet, as tall as a 10 to 13-story building and as wide as a small car, forming dense forests that looked more like skyscraper jungles than anything today. In comparison, its modern relative, the club moss, survives only as a small ground plant, 10 to 30 centimeters, 4 to 12 inches tall, barely enough to cover your hand. Even in today's world, this pattern is clear. Snakes, centipedes, frogs, and even plants exist in different sizes. This is not a coincidence. The secret lies in a world very different from ours, a planet where the rules of life were stretched to their limits. Millions of years ago, the air itself was richer, filled with oxygen far higher than today, like a supercharged atmosphere that could fuel enormous bodies. Every breath gave more energy, every movement was easier. The climate played a key role as well. The Earth was warmer, wetter, and more stable, with lush, endless landscapes teeming with food and water. There were no harsh winters or frozen deserts to shrink bodies, and few predators to keep sizes in check. Every plant, every ecosystem provided a buffet for growth. Gravity, surprisingly, was not as restrictive either. Land was filled with vast swampy forests and shallow seas, soft surfaces that could support colossal frames without breaking bones or exhausting hearts.
Hearts, lungs, and skeletons evolved into biological machines, pumping blood, breathing air, and supporting weight that seems impossible today. Life had a canvas unlike anything we see now. Oxygen-rich air, abundant food, and minimal competition allowed creatures to reach sizes that defy imagination. It was as if nature was saying, "Let's see how big we can get," and life rose to the challenge. Then, slowly, oxygen levels dropped. Climates changed. Forests shrank. And competition grew. The giants of this ancient world disappeared, leaving only whispers of their colossal existence.